start by saying I was not in Weird Science.
Well, thank you, Rosa, for joining us. I'm Buddy from the Hardly Heroes podcast, and thank you so much for joining us and, doing it last minute. Oh. All right.
We good?
I think we got it. I think we're good.
All right, I'll hold it.
Yeah, thank you. How long it's been. So you've done a lot of stuff.
It's been a minute.
I'm actually really excited to get into that. So I kind of wanted to ask you, how did you get your start in Hollywood and starting to do TV shows and movies?
Well, from the time I was 8 to 21, I did about 45 shows in the theater in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Moved here when I was 21. My first job was on The Bold and the Beautiful. And then I started working from there. And from 2000 to 2006, I did Strong Medicine. We did 132 episodes. And then we did 50 episodes of Make It or Break It from 2000, don't make me do math, after 2006.
I like it.
And then in 2013, we started the Thundermans, and we did 103 episodes, and we finished July 28th of last year.
Yeah, I was about to say, just stopped.
Yeah, just finished airing in May of this year.
Nice. For everybody that, doesn't know the Thundermans, can you give me a little bit about it?
Sure. It is a live action show, which means we're live actors, we're not cartoons. And it's basically a family of superheroes living on the down low, pretending to blend. Sounds a lot like The Incredibles.
But I actually think that is more fun that it's a live action.
Yeah, but we all have superpowers.
Yeah, and you get a little more in depth in the characters.
Absolutely.
And all your guys' stuff, which is a lot of fun for that. So I actually really like it.
It was great. We won the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award one year and for Best TV Show, and we were the highest rated show on Nickelodeon. So we're proud of it.
Yeah, how was it working with Nickelodeon?
It was great. It was great. What's great about it is anywhere I am, if there are kids 6 to 12, they're gonna probably know who I am, which is weird. If the parents aren't aware of what the kids are watching, then they're like, why is this creepy adult waving to my kids, or why are my kids waving to this adult I don't know? Or they come up to me and they go, I'm sorry to bother you. My kids think you're on TV. So it's definitely interesting. It's a whole new audience than some of the other series I've been on.
Yeah, because it's got to be a lot different of now, being older in it, and it revitalizing that a whole other generation.
Absolutely.
Is, really big into, your show, which is so awesome to see. So one of the shows I did want to ask you about, you did one episode for it, but I was a big fan, was...
CSI Miami?
No, Married with Children.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a long time ago.
So long ago.
But I thought it was really cool because I remember I loved watching that show when I was younger, and I really thought it was funny. So, was that kind of fun to do?
It was amazing. I was so excited. I watched the show myself.
Oh, nice.
So to do a scene, I worked twice with Ed O'Neill on that show first, and then we did a pilot together that didn't go. The year before Modern Family, where I played a woman who talks like this, who was a Hispanic wife of his, and then a year later, of course, became Modern Family. I'm not suggesting the show was a ripoff, it wasn't, but it's ironic that I worked twice with that.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like he'd be a lot of fun.
The best. Him and Christine Baranski.
Oh, nice.
And it didn't get picked up, which makes you think about all the shows they make that you're never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, I did not know that about that pilot. Wow.
I've done a show with Valerie Harper that didn't go. I mean, it's crazy.
Do you have a favorite pilot that
didn't go?
That didn't go?
Probably the one with Valerie Harper and Alex Rocco.
And what was that? What was that about?
Well, I remember it as a family yelling at each other.
That sounds about like my family.
Exactly. That's what it was about. A dysfunctional family. Yeah.
So you've been doing.
We have an unhappy stormtrooper.
Yeah, I was like, he is
at
very
2 o'clock.
upset.
Unhappy stormtrooper.
Yeah. With how long you've been in Hollywood?
So I'm 45, and
you don't have a day over
that's
30.
because I put a lot of stuff in my face. Thank you. And I've been in Hollywood since I was 21. and I've done almost 300 episodes of television.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, was that something as a young kid you were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's,
Absolutely.
I think it's everybody's like,
100%.
dream. Nice.
Yeah.
You worked on The Grudge.
I did.
How was that?
It was so cool.
Like,
I got married on a Saturday and flew out on Wednesday to Japan. Sarah Michelle Gellar couldn't have been more lovely, which I didn't expect. Yeah, I expected her to be like, I'm Buffy,
Yeah.
And she couldn't have been lovelier.
wow.
Yeah, and we had a great time. We were treated really well in Japan, and I had no idea the movie was going to be so successful. It was made for $6 million, and its opening weekend it made $55 million,
Jeez.
which is bananas.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and it scared a lot of people, which is weird because when you're making it, it's not scary. It's like kooky.
Oh, well,
No.
it's super scary. That's why I wondered making it if it didn't seem...
It seemed like, no, honestly, my honest answer
No, give it
is
to
that
me, I like
was
it.
like, no one's gonna believe that this girl who's like, is scary and it scared the pants off of people. I mean, like, it really, I saw it a couple times in movie theaters to see audience reaction, and I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that movie creeped me out.
Yeah.
I don't like scary movies a lot, so, and I remember I had to go see it in the theater because everybody was talking about
Yeah.
it, and I was not very happy about it because she was very creepy.
Well, in real life, she was lovely, and she gave me a mirror from Japan, like a beautiful hand-painted mirror. So that's how I remember that actress. I don't remember her like all walking downstairs
So I
with white
remember her
face.
looking all nice. How was it filming there?
It was, God, it's so hard for me to edit myself. It was lovely, but it was cold, and I had just came from Maui. I just come from Maui, so how was it? I was like, but the people, everyone was lovely, and it was good. Let's just say the day I landed, Bill Pullman was like, you're gonna want to buy some kaopectate. Is it kaopectate when you have problems from traveling? Okay, well, whatever that is, he suggested we all invest in.
No, okay.
And it was the whole cast and crew.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Was there any kind of like funny moments in?
Well, aside from having
Besides
a
that,
diarrhea,
yeah.
No, that was about it.
Okay,
That was
I was
it.
about to
But
say, that sounds pretty bad.
It's a weird way to bond to people you don't know and that you've watched their movies and television shows from, but yeah, that was weird.
That is super funny.
Super gross.
Well, it probably brought you guys closer together. You're like, it's miserable here, and this is what we're doing. And especially coming from Maui, that must have been.
Oh yeah, from my Maui wedding high.
Yeah. So you did do some voice acting, correct?
I did. I did an episode of Family Guy, and I wish I'm so mad at myself for not knowing who Seth MacFarlane was.
You didn't know
When I
who he was
did it,
before?
and when he directed it, no. And this was before he hosted the Oscars, and like I should have fangirled him, and I didn't. He was just a nice director that day, and I had no idea. But it was incredible, and it was the episode where they go down to Mexico, and they start kicking the lead dad guy, and I informed them, again, with a Hispanic accent, I said, don't forget the shoes are very important. And then they rob his shoes. So yeah, it was really fun, but I didn't appreciate it until afterwards more.
Yeah, till way after.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man.
Yeah.
I just feel like voice acting would be really hard.
Oh, no, not at all, because you don't age out of it.
Well, no, I'm talking about more of like doing it because of, like, you don't have anything in front of you. It's just like a screen.
Oh, I think it's better because you don't have to sit in here in makeup, because you don't age out of it. And because if you need to be like a little kid and look like I do, it's okay. And it doesn't, you're not going to cast me as an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah.
But I might be an 8-year-old boy in a
Hey,
cartoon.
it sounds like it.
Right.
That's pretty cool. I read that and I was like, oh man.
Everyone wants to do voiceover.
Really?
Yeah, it's like how everyone wants to be like an athlete or a rock star. Everyone wants to do voiceover.
Because you can just throw your hair up and like be in some sweats and just go to work.
Exactly.
You don't have to look all picture perfect.
Exactly.
I like that. What is your favorite thing? I mean, I get it, the Thundermates is probably the biggest thing, but is there a passion project that you did in your career that meant the most to you? Maybe like a pilot or something that you were like, this is the one thing I've always wanted to do?
I mean, I just filmed something with Leah Thompson directing. Leah Thompson, the mom from Back to the Future. She's actually an awesome female director, obviously female.
Yeah.
But I say that because out of the entire run of Chuck Lorre's show Mother, or Mom, what's the show called? Mom, thank you. She's like the second female director in like 200 episodes or something. So she just directed this project called Bitter. And it was written and starring Lisa Ann Walter, who many people know as the nanny in The Parent Trap. And she was in War of the Worlds and Liar Liar, played Jen Aniston's sister. And it's a funny show about Lisa's experience being a woman over 50 in Hollywood and being bitter. And it's really funny, and they're looking for a network for it right now. I think it's gonna, I know it's gonna go, I just don't know where.
So then what is your character in that?
I play her best friend, which is apropos because I'm her best friend in real life.
That's
so.
super fun.
Yeah.
And it's probably a lot different, you know, coming off of the Thundermates and like,
Yeah.
you know, being this wholesome kind of like, you
Absolutely.
know, mom and squeaky clean, where you're like, now I can kind of do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 20 years ago I was playing, you know, the ingenue, and it was the 90s, so they had no problem putting you in a really short skirt and like, you know, exploiting that. And I was super fine with it because I was in my 20s. So it's been a jump from there to being like the wholesome mom on the Thundermans, and now I'll get to be her, like, you know, her awful best friend who said terrible, terrible things, which will be another departure from the Thundermans.
And it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And especially because everybody's used to you being, I think it's sometimes fun when you see an actor that you're so used to seeing one way,
sure.
and then they do something totally different.
Well, you know them by whatever show you've watched them on.
Yeah.
So, like, for that, you know, you're always going to be fill in the blank based on if they watched that show or not.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the people who've watched the 3 different long-term series I've done never watched all 3. You've either watched Strong Medicine, or you watched Make It or Break It, or you watched Thundermans, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought, you know, you were going to be, you know, super, I didn't think we were going to talk about diarrhea after seeing Thundermans.
It's your bonus round.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It makes me feel a lot
Fun
better.
fact.
Yeah. Now I can go back with the story.
Exactly.
You know, if you're going to go to Japan, you want to make sure you have that.
Exactly.
So now that you've done all of that and you're working on these new projects and everything you've got going on, is there, sorry, I was trying to word it differently, but now I've lost my train of thought.
You had me at diarrhea.
I know, right? I can't get it out of my mind. I keep thinking
I know,
about it.
it's awful.
With the Thundermans, with all the kids, and was there one that, I know you guys are actors and you guys built like a family, but is there any one that you had a better relationship with the other?
I had a love affair with my son. No, that was the Brady Bunch. You know, honestly, it was like, probably, well, Chris Tallman, who played my husband, I mean, because we were the same age, versus like, you know, when the show started out, we started with an 8, a 10, a 14, and a 16-year-old who are now, you know, don't make me do the math, but 5 years older, and they're adults.
Well,
or taller than me at the very least.
Well, that was kind of my thing behind it, is you think of spending 5 years with somebody, and not saying day in, day out, but you spend a lot of time with them, you grow kind of like...
We literally were...
Like a family.
We were family-ish, yeah. We were like a family. I mean, except we didn't fight, and I think families naturally fight.
That's true.
I mean, every once in a while, we'd snap at each other. But for the most part, and the crew too, you have to remember, you're working with the same crew for 100 episodes. You guys end up doing things together, and being friends and texting each other. We're on big text threads we call the Thunder Fam. And, and like yesterday, I texted Kira Kosserin, and I was like, what do people wear to signings? Like a dress or my Thundermans t-shirt? And she's like, just wear a cute outfit. I was like, okay, good, got it.
I was going to ask, did you want to keep your Thundermans superhero outfit?
I would have loved to, but they won't allow it. It's a Nickelodeon licensing thing. They would never allow me to like be at a convention in my super suit. But you know, at Comic-Con there was people dressed, they make their own super suits. So they've made their own Legos and
That's kind of what I was...
fans are creative.
Yeah, has a fan ever made anything for
Yeah.
you? What, can you tell me what?
I mean, Legos, the family
They just gave...
they did the opening credits of our show with Legos that looked exactly like us in exactly the same outfits.
is so
It was
cool.
crazy. It was so creative.
I
So
just-
yeah, but usually you just get fan art.
Yeah.
Sometimes jail art. Yeah.
You got jail art.
Yeah, try not to be jealous of that
That
perk
I'm
of
actually-
acting.
I'm very jealous
Yes,
of
you
that.
should be.
I mean, nobody's ever sent me anything from jail, and then jail art
Yeah,
on top
sometimes
of
you
that.
get some interesting mail, and then
Yeah.
you turn to your loved ones and go, hey, so when I end up missing, this is the person you look for.
You have like a top 10.
Who to track down.
Yeah. So the fan mail and all that stuff, did you get to see all that?
There was more actually handwritten mail in my 20s from shows like you're talking about, Married with Children and whatever, but in soap operas. Now it's less handwritten mail,
It's all
and it's
social
more
media.
like internet trolls. Yay! So fun.
It's
They're
sad.
fun. It is sad.
It's, especially if you're not into it, what does it matter? You know
Well,
what I
what's
mean?
interesting is, you know, just in case anybody thinks it's a glamorous job, because there are elements that are. The reality is, and I was talking to Kira Kosterin about this, and Kira's got almost 4 million fans on Instagram, and she said, you know, you can read 1,000 comments about how you're the second coming of baby Jesus, but you remember that one comment that's like, you should kill yourself, you're awful, da da da, and people say that. I mean, they say stuff that anywhere else in any other profession, you know, it's considered either bullying or it'd be illegal or it'd be, you know, a liability. But in our profession, it's like, it's just part of it.
Yeah, they consider criticism.
Exactly.
It's so...
It's crazy. It's crazy. People don't think about that.
Well, yeah, and it's, you know, you try not to read it, but obviously it comes up.
You either don't read anything or you get some of that.
I was about to say, do you
Yeah.
just try to stay away
Yeah.
from all of it?
Right. Well, I made the mistake of Googling myself about a month ago. Yes, yes. And I went into like a wormhole. But I was actually trying to find this cute picture, so that's why I did it. And then it's a slippery slope. And then you find yourself like, oh my, I did not mean to see that. I cannot unsee those comments. Yeah. It's good times.
So with...
My goal is to traumatize all of you. We have 20 minutes to traumatize.
I mean, we already, the Japan thing, I mean, I think it's still in our mind.
That's
I know it's in mine.
That's trauma light.
Yeah.
That's trauma light.
Oh, so we're going to go
Yeah,
deeper
we'll
than
go
that. Okay, that's fine. I'm just mentally
Okay,
preparing.
okay.
With the Thundermates, have you guys all been together afterwards? I know it hasn't been that long since.
Yes. We all got together and we watched, except Jack, because he was filming, Alex and Kate, or Alex and Katie, or Alexa and Katie, I don't know. We all got together and watched, with a lot of the crew members. We watched the finale, I think it was like May 24th or something.
Nice.
So yeah, we still get together. Kira and I went to go see a taping of Will and Grace. And, yeah,
fun.
we do things.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, we're spending that much time together. It's
The
nice
fact
to
that we
see.
choose to is
Yeah, I
it
mean,
speaks volumes.
because some people are like, I'm done, you know what I
No,
mean? We've never
that is
got
not
along.
the case. That is not the case. I've only had one co-star where I'm like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But no, it's been mostly, knock on wood, I've had mostly good luck.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now, being a part of like Nickelodeon, do you feel it was different than other kind of networks? Just because, I don't know, Nickelodeon is so family
It's
oriented.
just so specific.
Yeah, it is. It's
The audience is so specific.
I know nothing about it,
Yeah.
like the inner workings of it, because if you think of like what was on Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
it's all family stuff. Where
Yeah.
a lot of other, you know, networks are just totally different.
Sure.
They're very niche, so I didn't
Sure.
know how it was kind of working.
It was great. I can tell by you saying that you don't have children.
No, I don't.
Right, that
I'm
you
getting
know of.
married
Okay.
next month.
Great.
So.
Okay. So in about 10 years, you'll be like, oh, why didn't I ask her to sign something for my future kids? I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're right. It is such a specific audience. And it is, I mean, it's the demographic is 6 to 12-year-olds. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit on either end, but it's a show for kids. It's based on,
More
that.
like the
Those
higher
demands.
ups. Like the higher ups, were they a little more fun to kind of deal with than just a regular kind of network? I don't know. It feels different to me.
No, like, I mean,
It's still all the
only
same?
thing that seemed
I'm
kiddish
very
or,
intrigued
yeah,
by
no,
that.
like, it's when you're at the Kids' Choice Award and you're like, I hope I don't get slimed. Like, otherwise,
Did
it's
you
the
really
same
think
as-
that was a possibility?
Well, yeah.
I didn't think
Like,
they would do that.
Well, they're supposed to tell you, and you're supposed to bring, and you're supposed to know, and they have showers backstage, and it's like, it's worked out. It's never
Okay,
like
that's what
a
I
full
thought.
surprise.
Okay.
But I mean, it's the energy of being in a stadium of little kids screaming is really different and really exciting, and that's the only time you're like, oh yeah, I'm for sure on a kids show. Otherwise, being on other networks and stuff, it just feels, the production feels the same, everything kind of feels the same. Except one time, I forgot I was mic'd, and I forgot my line, and under my breath, I may have said, oh fudge, and maybe not such fudge, and from the audience I heard, and I was like, oh my God, I just said a swear word in front of 300 kids. So, at the end of the day, you're human, and you forget.
Only one
right.
slip up in 100 episodes.
Oh,
That's pretty
believe
good.
me, my castmates remind me of that all the time. Remember when you swore in front of that audience? I was like, I forgot I was mic'd.
Am I ever going to live that down?
No, I will never live that down.
That's super fun. So besides the new project that you got coming up,
Yeah.
what other things do you want to do?
What other things do I want to do?
Yeah, like, do you want to stay in the realm of acting? Do you want to write anything?
I don't. I wrote a book published by HarperCollins, which is not for kids, which is ironic. Before I did Nickelodeon, it's called Jock Itch, Misadventures of a Retired Jersey Chaser. And it's about my former addiction to professional athletes and why no one should ever, ever, ever date them.
But-
And what cured me.
You're married.
I
to
was
one.
married to
Yeah.
a professional athlete. I have
Yeah.
a child with him, yes. So it's what cured me from that,
After
that
that.
terrible idea. Yeah, so, and that was a comedic memoir, but I think I'm done writing. If I was gonna write, it would be a kind of a sequel called, something about like, I highly recommend divorce. Or it would be a kid's book, like about the lies we tell children, like broccoli gives you mermaid hair. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
welcome.
real?
No, but it's what
No,
you tell
but I'm
your
saying, you
kids
told,
to eat.
I've never heard anybody
Oh
say
yeah, broccoli gives you mermaid hair. Yeah.
It's like,
I
do you
know.
have any other of these, Jim?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Save it for the book.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So that's, no, I'm not like writing some passion project. I'll leave that up to people who are writers.
Yeah.
Like writer, I can only write the truth. I can't write fiction.
Yeah.
And so, no. I am doing voiceovers. I will continue to do voiceovers, which is great.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm just looking for a home for the next show.
Nice.
Yeah, and it has to be in LA. So that's stinks.
Yeah. 'Cause- Yeah, I was about to say you don't plan on moving.
Well, because I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
so,
you can't move.
No, I can't.
How does she feel about Thundermans?
She loves
Thundermans.
it. She loves it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she loves it. But now she's like, Mom, to tell you the truth, it wasn't my favorite show. I just said that to make you feel good. I'm like, thank you.
So what was
You're
her-
out of the will.
Oh yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
What was her favorite thing that you've done?
Well, it was the Thundermans.
Oh,
But
okay.
she hasn't. Yeah, it was.
Well,
was
she's
the
still a little
Thundermans.
young.
Yeah,
Is that what-
I can't show her strong medicine yet.
Yeah.
I played an OBGYN in a free clinic in Philadelphia, and there
Yeah,
was
it's
some content that was like not
risky.
great.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was her favorite thing.
Nice.
Yeah, and can't show her the horror movie. Can't show her.
No, she's too young for
Can't
that.
show her CSI Miami because I was beat up in it. I mean, there's a lot that isn't appropriate, so it was nice to do something right in her age gap for so
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
So we have I have some questions from Hardly Heroes that we ask all our guests.
Okay.
So my first one is, what is your favorite superhero?
Me. No.
You're like, of course.
Yeah.
How often do you get to say that?
Yeah. No. My favorite superhero. I mean, I have to say Wonder Woman. Excuse me, Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, snap. Sorry, Gal Gadot fans. But Linda Carter, I would like drop to my knees.
Okay.
Like, I would be very excited to meet her.
Nice.
Probably in the Wonder Woman outfit, because I watched it growing up.
Yeah.
So,
I was about to say, did you ever dress up as her for Halloween?
yes. Yes, I have.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because I have ovaries. So, yeah.
Well, it's really
But not
cool
the
to
new
see-
one.
It's really cool though to see her now like reinvented, and you see a lot of the younger kids dressing up as her again. You know, as the
Well,
new.
no, they're dressing up as the new one.
But
And
no,
I
but
had a
that's-
full-blown argument with my daughter that, like, Linda Carter reigns supreme.
Well,
And
that's-
she was, like, arguing with me, and I'm, like, Googling. I'm like, no,
Like-
no, look at her. She's perfect.
You don't feel that it's good to see the character being popular again?
Of course, it's good for 100 reasons. And for the love of God, to find out that that woman was pregnant filming the newest one, it's like, oh, you really are a superhero, because I was vomiting when I was pregnant.
Can you, a real moment? I couldn't believe when I
Dude.
read that story. I was like, first of all, how did you do it? And second of all, you couldn't even tell.
Of course not. But that also means that in real life, she's roughly this large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like phenomenal
Yeah,
shape.
like very
year-round.
tall
Yeah.
and about this wide, with boobs.
What is your favorite villain?
Ooh, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, okay. As
Yeah.
the Joker?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've had the same agent. He's only had one agent.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact: Sandy Bressler has been his agent since they were both in the army. And Jack said, "I want to be an actor," and Sandy said, "I want to represent you." And they have been together ever since. Yeah, Sandy's obviously an older man.
Yeah,
And they have been my only agents. Sandy Bressler and John Kelly have been my only agents since I
Wow.
was 21. Which is, in Hollywood, it's rare.
Yeah, I was about to say usually.
Yeah, but they're like my surrogate dads. Like, why would I leave? They've always done really right by me. So he's my favorite.
Wow. I know, it won't go away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which might be indicative of like what I am. Because you know what flies land on.
No.
Thank you.
What would be your superpower? And obviously, I know.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
The ability to be like, you're lying. I know. I'm the lionator. And you are lying. And now you have to admit the truth. To do that.
It's almost like the lasso of truth, but just being able to.
Exactly.
It all ties back to Wonder Woman for you
Right.
in real life.
Right, exactly.
You would have dreamed to be Wonder Woman.
Oh God, yeah. But
Well-
vintage Wonder Woman.
Yeah. You like the old? Do you not like her new outfit?
I just had a tough time with it.
Okay, I'm
I'm
just
gonna get.
asking.
Do you want me stoned? Like, do you want people to throw things at
No,
me?
but
I'm
I
gonna
think it's
come on the
very
con. I am not gonna
interesting.
insult the new Wonder Woman outfit without like a death threat in my way. I gotta walk to the parking lot.
I know. I keep looking around. I'm like,
mean,
do I see a new Wonder
yeah,
Woman
thanks a
outfit?
lot. I'm gonna get like, if you see a red laser beam on me, please alert me.
See, this is what I'm hoping is after this interview, you'll be
I
like,
get beat
oh,
up?
you were like that guy, buddy. He ruined it. He's like, everybody hated me because he made me make fun of Wonder Woman.
No, I will not blame it on you.
All right, this one is my favorite question,
Oh boy.
and you seem like you'll give me a very unique answer, and I've had a lot of unique answers for this question.
Way to set it up.
And I like building it up,
Yeah,
so you're like,
no
oh, what's
pressure.
gonna happen here? So, it is, if there was a zombie apocalypse,
Oh dear.
what would be your weapon of choice? No guns.
I would become vegan and my brains would probably taste awful.
That would be your weapon?
Well, I'm thinking of my defense of choice.
Oh, okay.
My weapon of choice?
Yeah, so like, a weird one I got one time was an ice cream scoop. I got
A what?
ice cream scoop.
For what? To,
Get out their
beat up
eyeballs,
with-
I guess.
Oh.
I got mannequin hands one time. I got a mace. I
I
said
have a
baseball
huge
bat.
English Mastiff at home.
Yep, there
He
you go.
would do a number on
Yeah, I got
anything.
I got a lightsaber one
Oh
time.
God.
You just get the most random, like,
Creative.
yeah, like, just, it's a fun question sometimes to get people out of seeing where they would pick. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like a
I
mace?
I answered that question so wrong.
Yeah, or like Freddy Krueger, like his glove. I've heard that one
Right.
before. Just all these kind of weird ones. So it's sometimes really fun to hear what
No,
you guys
I
come
don't
up
even
with.
have anything. Maybe
Okay.
I'd borrow the bubble from the first Incredibles movie.
Oh,
and
there you
then
go.
There you go. And
Okay.
then it's like there's a barrier.
Okay.
Borrow a Heisman trophy. There you go.
There you go.
There's
Or
your
even
creative
trophies. You could just throw trophies off the roof.
answer. Like, really good idea.
My last one is, what are your top 5 favorite iconic movies, like growing up, that
Like
maybe,
E.T.?
well, that maybe influenced you to want to be in acting or meant a lot to you growing up? Like,
Yeah.
for me, like a big one was like Sandlot.
Okay, see, I need to see that because I have an English mastiff. And once a day, people ask me if it's the dog from the Sandlot. I know, still friends. I never saw the Sandlot. I know.
It is the best movie.
I know. I have to see it. The
It's
Beast,
so
right?
good, yeah.
Yeah, people ask me every day. So I would say E.T.
Hmm.
Don't judge. I loved Annie. I named my dog Sandy. I really, really, really loved it. The original one, guys, not
Yeah.
the one with like Will Smith's kid. Gosh, iconic movies. I mean, I can't think of like other ones that I was like, well, I made a list of summer movies that I'm making my daughter watch instead of DIY
Okay.
videos about slime.
Yeah.
I'm like, there are actually good movies, like Forrest Gump, Big. Yeah, like you have to watch these movies. What else did I just make her watch?
Well, it's like I got
Yeah.
to go to New York and I saw the piano
There you
at
go.
FBO Schwartz for Big, because that was a big movie for me when I was a
Splash.
kid.
Splash.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
I love Splash.
Yeah. And the first time I saw Daryl Hannah, the only time, like as if I saw her yesterday, I was like, oh, Daryl. I was like kind of, it was like my first week in LA, and I was like kind of following her. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
that's Madison.
Was there like a star that maybe you had met that you were starstruck about?
That I met
Yeah.
Oprah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's pretty
I'm not
good.
gonna lie,
I was shaking and I was pretending that I was cold.
Like, it's just really cold in
it
here.
was
She's all,
like-
it's 90 degrees.
We were outside and it was a little chilly, but like I was literally like shaking because it was my senses were overwhelmed by her
Yeah, you're,
Oprah-ness.
yeah, you're like, this is Oprah.
Yeah, yeah, she glows.
I was like, does she have a shimmer?
She glows. She
Wow.
definitely casts a glow.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I'm,
So does
I'm
Michael
really
Jordan.
impressed. You met Michael
I
Jordan?
didn't meet him. I was a waitress at a restaurant he was at back in 1805,
That's
and he
good.
too glows like baby Jesus.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm really impressed
great,
by
right?
Oprah and Michael Jordan.
But I didn't meet Michael Jordan.
I know,
I
but
met
it was
Oprah.
still
Her hands
close.
feel like if you take the real soft fat part of my arms and you put it between somebody's hands, they feel like the soft, warm, like Kobe beef.
I bet you she gives a really good hug.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
I
it
didn't
just-
do that. We just shook hands. She wasn't like
You could have lied to
she
me. I
wasn't
would
like
have
bear
believed.
hugging me. She wasn't like Rosa, come here.
Please, Rosa, I just really gotta hug you. Well, I did want to open it up to questions. Anybody have any questions for Rosa?
I'm like, no. They're like, we thought that was Lisa Vidal from Being Mary Jane. We're very confused right now. There's one nearsighted person who thinks I'm Sofia Vergara, like in the back. Like,
From
they're
hearing
very,
you
yeah,
do
they're
the
so
voice?
confused. They're like, how did she speak so clearly?
Did you really work on that?
I didn't work on Modern Family, I worked on a
No,
pilot.
I'm saying the voice.
Oh, no, I do Spanish accented voiceovers.
Yeah, but did you have to really work hard at getting that?
No, I just listened to one Selma Hayek movie.
Wow. Because I was
I
blown
just
away.
imitated it.
It was on.
Like, well, I've done it a lot, but thank you.
No.
But really, that's what you do. You just
I was
listen.
really proud.
Just listen, and then you go, oh, they don't say is, they say is. They say, if you want to get crazy, they say J's. I mean, but then it gets a little campy if you're like, do you want to go, then it gets a little campy.
I like it.
You have to keep it light.
Do you ever like mess with your husband and just like yell at him that way?
In Spanish?
No, just kind of like in an accent. I think it'd be funny. I'm
No.
always doing practical jokes. Like,
No.
I love doing
You'd be
practical
like, what is wrong with you?
Oh, see, I think
Yeah.
it'd be funny. I'm always messing around. I always get in trouble.
No.
Okay, all right. Just had to ask. So no questions. Oh,
Yes.
oh. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
hi. If I had the opportunity for what?
Work with Sarah.
Oh God, yeah. She was awesome. She was really, really cool. And boy, oh boy, she got recognized in Japan like crazy. Oh my God, of course. Buffy's like everywhere.
That's true. I mean, I get it, but
Everywhere.
like sometimes you just never know, like,
Yeah.
because some people are like, oh yeah, I was
It's
able
like
to,
the people I think that are going to be complete jerks.
Are they
weren't.
nice? Yeah.
And then the people that you think are going to be nice. But yeah, no. I did 90210. I was like, oh, Tori's spelling.
I saw that.
She couldn't be nicer. She was
Really?
the only one in the whole cast who came up to me and like, hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. I'm Tori. I'm like, I know.
Because when you did it, you were in the real popular, when it was like at its
Yeah,
height.
I did the original.
Yeah.
Do you notice I keep talking about the original stuff? Original Woman, Wonder Woman, original
Hey,
90210.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Original Splash. Probably gonna remake Splash.
I'm really not okay with.
Well,
I love
understand.
the original.
Yeah. Just because of the butt scene, let's be real.
You know,
Let's
we
be real.
have to.
All right.
Anyway, oh,
Yes.
Here's a question coming from my younger sisters that like watching the Thundermans.
Okay.
They ask you would you really want to have your powers on the show in real life?
If I really wanted to have my power, if I could have any powers from the Thundermans, I would want to have Chris Tallman's powers, Mr. Thunderman, because he could fly. Probably not electricity. I feel like that's like dangerous. I feel like I would do something wrong and kill somebody accidentally.
she would have zapped me
Yeah,
already.
yeah, for sure.
And also having electricity, you can charge your phone or anything wherever
Oh, that's a
you go.
good point. I could charge my phone. I would. That's a very valid point. I hadn't thought of until right now.
It's not a bad idea. Oh, see, look, Batman's coming to get you
I
for
know.
talking about Wonder Woman.
Not Batman? Okay. It's not really bad with these stuff.
Anyone else? Awesome.
All right. I'm going to be
Thank
back
you
at
so
the
much.
table
Yeah.
signing, guys.
So make sure you guys go stop by and,
Yeah.
you know, hang out, ask you some
Thank
questions.
you.